Hello and welcome to the Bahrain International Circuit, where we have the sprint race for the 2025 Bahrain Grand Prix. First time F1's been to this track since 2022. That race won by Max Verstappen in his dominant second World Championship season. What a season that was. But now it's time for the sprint race. It was used, this circuit, this layout, in 2020 for the Sakhir Grand Prix, which of course was won by Sergio Perez. The podium was also had Ocon and Stroll on it, and George Russell very close to winning, but that puncture, the slow puncture, the mismatch with the tyre sets, it was just a mess for Mercedes that day. Clearly, Ferrari had hired some, or they'd hired people from Ferrari for that race maybe. But yeah, can Russell get redemption day at this circuit? He's down in 13th, so well, who knows? But Zane Maloney, what a qualifying from him last night in the night sky. Sunset here, the sun will be setting in the next few minutes. Anyway, let's go through your grid. Sainz, another disappointing qualifying for him right at the back, joined by Frederick Vesti, both of them, apart from Vesti's podium in Australia, which how he got that I don't know, and the Sainz podium in Valencia. It's been poor, especially in qualifying. Doohan 18th, championship contender in 5th place currently, less than 25 points off of Oliver Bearman in 18th place. Then we got Ocon in 17th, Tsunoda 16th, another championship contender, only a few points behind Bearman. Stroll 15th, Drugovich 14th. He missed the last race due to so-called IMSA commitments. I didn't actually realise he wasn't racing that weekend, so apologies Felipe, I could have actually let you race, but my bad. All I did was the Daytona, 24 hours of Daytona, and I messed it up. But Vesely did actually race, so yeah, it wasn't all bad. Russell in 13th, of course, saying redemption for him. He is a championship contender, but a little bit far off. A win won't get him the championship lead over Bearman, but it will close him down. I think it's 11 points the gap or something like that. 12th is championship leader Oliver Bearman, who won 2 weeks ago in Germany, hoping to capitalise on anything that happened to get a few points down quite far back. And we've got Verstappen, the most recent winner at Bahrain, in 11th. Porsche 10th, Albon 9th, Antonelli 8th, Gasly 7th, Norris in 6th place. He lost the championship lead last week after this unfortunate incident where Piastri had a puncture through the final corner, well, through the final few corners, pushed Norris off the track. Not his fault, of course, no intention in it, but it ruined both of their races. Now Piastri, he could have won that race. He's 26 points off the championship lead. Lawson in 4th, Hamilton 3rd, Leclerc 2nd. It would have been the same top 2, or same front row from the German Grand Prix of 2 weeks ago, but Zane Maloney put it on pole in the sprint qualifying. What a lap it was from him. Never driven this circuit before. He was in Euro Formula Open, I believe. Yeah, when F1 came here for the Sakhir Grand Prix. Anyway, formation lap will be starting any second now. So let's see how they go. I haven't got many track facts. I suppose we have a few. Outer circuit built in 2005, so a year after the actual circuit was built. And yeah, 3.543 kilometers, 2.202 miles, 11 turns, 29 laps we'll have today for this sprint race, so it should be done very quickly. The race lap record is a 55 seconds, .404 by George Russell in the Mercedes W11 in the 2020 race. Of course, that race, for the first time in a while, I think possibly since the Turkish Grand Prix last year, it will probably be a lap record not broken. I think they're doing 56 in qualifying. I don't really see that being beaten, but you never know. If someone puts a good lap in, it could be beaten and we could get a new race lap record. But of course the fuels are heavier and it probably won't be beaten is what I'm trying to say, especially in a race. I think qualifying it might have been beaten. Maloney didn't quite go quick. I think Russell was actually doing pretty well and had a decent chance to do well, but he crashed in qualifying, unfortunately, going through turn 3. Yeah, what else was I going to say? Yeah, that record won't be beaten because, of course, that 2020 Mercedes was rapid, if you remember it. So I'm not surprised. And then Turkey, I'm not for sure what other circuits there's been. Like, we haven't, the only circuit we've been to in 2020 is Istanbul Park and this one. So, yeah, and then we've got the endurance layout tomorrow, which is like a 2-minute lap time, or just under 2 minutes, so it'll be, well, that was in an old F1 car, so it should be like same distance as Spa, I'd say, or I don't know actually, we'll see. Anyway, the cars will line up on the grid and we will get going for the sprint race for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Maloney leads Leclerc. Who will get the better launch? Who will get the lead into turn 1? We will have to see as they all line up. The 5 lights will light up. 4, 3, 2, 1. It's lights out and away they go. Leclerc, I think, gets the better launch. Lawson with a good start as well. Hamilton trying to fight him off. But it's Maloney with the best start out of all of them in the Sauber, who leads into turn 1. Apologies for the dodgy pictures. George Russell from 13th is already up into 4th. What on earth is this camera quality, by the way? I do apologise for that, as the bollard flying over there. I think 2 bollards got swept up. And it's Maloney with a decent lead over Charles Leclerc. The 2 McLarens going at it with Liam Lawson and Pierre Gasly trying to make a move around the outside. Russell's gone off and he's smacked the advertising board. He's had a good start. That really confused me why they're going this way, but then I remembered we're on the outer layout, aren't we? As Maloney has an absolutely abysmal part of the track, and now he's been overtaken by both Ferraris and he's down to 3rd place. So it's Charles Leclerc who leads Lewis Hamilton from Zane Maloney. Liam Lawson in 4th place. Gasly's going in front of both McLarens. George Russell as well trying to fight off them. He's up to 6th from starting in 13th place. It's a brilliant start from the Brit, and any chance of redemption is going in his favour. And there's a little battle going on here, so we'll watch this one as the 2 McLarens now both back ahead of Pierre Gasly. Thierry Pourchaire and the other Sauber getting involved. There's a huge ding-dong battle here for P5. It's Piastri who leads it. This race does have DRS, and they'll first have it going up the hill towards turn 4. George Russell dead down inside, smacked into Lando Norris. That could definitely damage his side pod. I don't think it did though. And George Russell gets past both of the McLarens, and he's up to P5. What a start from George Russell. P13 to P5 in a lap, and a lap and a corner. Absolutely brilliant start. Is Piastri now in 6th place, Norris in 7th. There's some battles going on all over the track. Of course, DRS heavily influenced how turn 4 went. Not often we get DRS in F1 anymore, unfortunately. We haven't had it since Valencia, and before that, didn't have it at all. So yeah, it's good to have it back for this weekend. Of course, it will be in use tomorrow as well. Going down the main straight towards turn 4, and then of course on the normal other straight. I'm not sure what corner it technically is because there's more corners in the endurance layout. As you see Antonelli in the background in the other Mercedes. Lando Norris is going to get past George Russell under DRS, as Lane Maloney under DRS. Why is the picture quality so bad? It is unbelievable. Apologies for this. But Norris in front of Piastri, Gasly as well. I think Piastri has to check up on his teammate, and that could invite Pierre Gasly to get past as into turn 4. Nothing much happening. George Russell doing okay. Just watching on further back. Can Lando Norris chase down the Brit? I think he might be able to, you know. As Liam Lawson gets past Zane Maloney, it's still the 2 Ferraris leading Leclerc from Lewis Hamilton, just like it was as soon as they got past Zane Maloney, really. Is now George Russell's right past the Barbadian. First man from Barbados to get pole in a Formula 1 qualifying session of any type. I mean, he's the only driver in F1 from Barbados, and his seat is under a risk, of course, with Formula E commitments again next year. As Lewis Hamilton, he's got DRS open, he'll ease past Charles Leclerc, his teammates, so it's Ferraris who swap. Maloney down the inside and Lawson as well. Russell trying to get involved just behind them. He'll have DRS. Maloney, he'll have DRS off Leclerc, so it'll be Hamilton being the sitting duck, but the DRS is much less effective going down towards turn 1. Did he have DRS there, Maloney? I'm not too sure, as Russell goes very wide. Lawson gets past Maloney. I'm not sure what happened to Russell there. I'm assuming didn't lose too much time. Yeah, still in 5th place. He's gone off the track again. And Russell, I think, will lose a position here to Oscar Piastri. Yes, he will, because that was an appalling part of Sector 2 from the Brit. And now Pierre Gasly getting past him as well. What on earth happened there to George Russell? He went deep, then as soon as we go back to him, he's off the track at turn 5 as well. And they go through the final 2 corners. And he'll have DRS though, so it won't be all losses. But Norris is well trying to get past. You've got Pierre Gasly to slipstream, Gasly of DRS, so it'll be difficult to make an overtake on him. As Russell was, goodness me, he's all over the place. He wants this win, he wants this redemption from 5 years ago. As Maloney now gets overtaken by Oscar Piastri as well, so Maloney dropping down like a anvil. Now Gasly getting past him, Norris getting held up by Maloney. And that's Sauber. How on earth did it get a pole as Russell gets back past Lando Norris? How did Maloney get pole? He has been poor today. As Drogovic at the back, I'm assuming he hasn't got damage. That's for pure pace. Did Russell just hit Maloney there? I think so. Yeah, Drogovic at the back, just off pure pace. As Lewis Hamilton going to get past Charles Leclerc. That's without DRS. And who will actually get DRS then? Will it be Leclerc or will it be Lewis Hamilton? I apologise for cutting away off that battle, by the way, as Russell goes wide and only gets pushed off the track a little bit. Hamilton is with DRS, but can Leclerc get past him anyway? That would be a good move, especially with how effective the DRS is. But it's a mix between slipstream and DRS, I think. As here we go, this is the battle to watch. Norris, Ocon, Behrman, Albon, Russell, Maloney in the back of it as well. Maloney down to 11th. It's the pole sitter and taking him 6 laps. Drop outside the top 10. So not a good start from Maloney. His teammate as well, a little bit behind. Behrman trying to get past Albon, and he does. And the championship leader from qualifying in 6th, qualifying in 12th, is up to 6th place. Huge wobble from George Russell, who hits the back of Lando Norris. So a big mistake from him. Big mistake from Russell, and he's dropped down quite a bit more. Of course, his teammate Antonelli, if you didn't know, had a big crash in practice going through, what corner was it? It was, I think, turn 6? No, turn 5. He had a big off, so he is racing injured. He did injure himself. It was cleared to race. And Russell onto the grass. Hopefully he can slow it down in time. He almost goes into the back of Norris again. That's not the first time the two have collided. That's Russell versus Behrman. And this pack has got a huge gap now between. As Russell sends one. It's a brilliant move. He can make that work on Behrman and Norris. I think he will work. It does. This is the corner that Antonelli had his crash. So yeah, where is he currently? He's not doing too badly. Down in 16th. Yeah, it's not amazing. Will we see him maybe get replaced for tomorrow? The Grand Prix, of course. FP2 on the endurance layout is later on tonight. So we'll see what happens with that. I think if he does FP2, then he can't be replaced. So we'll see what happens. See what decision Mercedes make. And Behrman's dropped down a little bit. Liam Lawson leads his race from Oscar Piastri. What on earth's happened to the two Ferraris? Probably should have been watching this battle. But it's Liam Lawson who leads Piastri, who leads Hamilton. The two now leads Charles Leclerc as the two Ferraris swap places, going through turn 5, turn 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we got 10 and 11. The end of this straight. No DRS for this one, but it's still looking like a pretty good overtaking opportunity. Look at the lead Liam Lawson's got now from Oscar Piastri in 2nd place. Those 7 points are crucial. That will reduce the championship lead if Norris didn't score any points to there's gap between the championship lead. There's gap between 1st and 6th. I think to how many points? 19. But Norris is scoring 1 point currently, so that won't happen probably. In fact, Norris currently, it might be higher than 8th, I'm not too sure. As Gasly now trying to split the two Ferraris, which he does. He gets in front of Charles Leclerc, so it's now Hamilton in 3rd place, Gasly 4th, Leclerc 5th. Some good battles going on just behind them as well in the background. It's now Leclerc getting back past Gasly under DRS. Is it going to work out? We probably shouldn't be focusing on Hamilton. We should be focusing on the actual battle. So again, I apologise. And it's Gasly who does lead that battle out. How's this one going further back? Norris leads Russell, leads Albon. And then it's Yuki Tsunoda, I think, just behind. Probably Verstappen, actually. I couldn't quite tell which Red Bull it was. No, it is Tsunoda. So he's qualified poorly. So it's good to see him up into 9th place. Ocon just behind in 10th and Behrman in 11th. I don't see anything happening to him. And I thought Russell was going to make a move there on Norris. The two Twitch quartet members getting involved. They're closing in on the front pack as well. Lap 9:29. This race is flying by so far. It's Hamilton versus Gasly back in full fourths. And Leclerc, sorry, is in front of Gasly. It actually says, I don't know why I said Hamilton. It's Albon versus Norris is swapping positions. Let me watch it, please. Thank you. It's a bit too late to go on it, but whatever. It's Russell now trying to get away from this group and catch back up to the leaders. If he wants this win, he's going to have to do it quickly. It's Albon, Tsunoda, Ocon, Norris, this little pack behind, and then Behrman and Maloney watching on from behind, 3 wide almost. Ocon dived down the inside through turn 6. Will make Schumacher make a decent move in F2 a few years ago, or in 2020, 5 years ago. I think I saw possibly Norris have to cut the chicane. He probably did, because he's now right back with Behrman and Maloney, sorry. I'm so bad at getting these drivers' names right. As Lawson versus Maloney, if I can quickly get to it before turn 1. Battle for the lead. Lawson versus Piastri. And it's Piastri leading from Lawson. This is a great 8 points that Piastri is getting currently. It will put him over 100 points, which is important. Wait, is it? Would it? Yeah, it would. I think it might not. It might be on 83 points. Well, a good solution actually is to check the standing. That would work, wouldn't it? Sheets. Here we go. There's Lawson versus Piastri. Hamilton might get involved in this battle. Who won't have DRS? That's the question. It'll be Oscar Piastri. He'll be the sitting duck down the back straight as Lawson will try and slipstream him. But I think he worked out though. He didn't slipstream him in time, and Piastri will keep the lead. But he's got it for another straight as well. So Lawson could do something. No, he won't because Hamilton's trying to get past him. That'll slow them both down. And I think Piastri will be safe for now. It's 86 points Piastri is on. So this will put him on to 94 if it stays like this. Lawson down to 3rd, so Hamilton has got past him. Who's the next championship contender? It is, I think, Yuki Tsunoda. No, it's George Russell in 6th. How is he doing? Not too badly. Cut the corner there. He'll have to slow down for that, which he does. It's Gasly now right at the back of this pack. It's Piastri leading by quite a way because Leclerc and Hamilton and Lawson were all over each other. That allowed Piastri to actually get away from them. So whoever in this pack won't have DRS. So someone will be sitting duck, and it's Lewis Hamilton. Can Lawson get the better slipstream? Leclerc slipstreaming Lawson. Gasly trying to get involved as well. They could be 4 wide at this point going into turn 1. They're not quite going to be 4 wide, but Leclerc will go down the inside on Lawson. Hamilton will go for 2nd to 5th in one corner. And Leclerc is up to 2nd place. Lawson stays in 3rd, getting leapfrogged by the Monegasque driver, with Gasly in 4th. Verstappen down to 15th place. He didn't qualify amazingly in all fairness. As he gets past the airport chair, you can see at the top of your screen. I'm assuming they're all battling near the back as well, but we do want to focus on this midfield battle. It's Gasly now in 3rd. George Russell caught up this pack. That's how much these two are battling. I'm on lap 13 of 29. What a streak we're having currently. I'm not even halfway through it. But is Piastri still leading? Hamilton, Gasly, Lawson versus Leclerc. I keep getting these Ferraris confused. Is Lawson versus Hamilton versus George Russell into turn 1. How will this end up? It's Lawson without DRS. They're going to be 3 wide. And Hamilton will have the inside line. But can George Russell swoop round the outside of both of them? He can get past of Lawson. He'll have the inside line going through turn 2. Again against his former teammate. They're side by side. And he'll let Hamilton have it. Oh, he hasn't got DRS though. It's Russell who actually led going through the detection point. So he went up DRS. He will still dive down the inside on Hamilton. And without DRS, that's a brilliant move. But Hamilton fights back, and I thought he would have outraged himself. They're still going at it though, side by side through 5 and 6. This is brilliant racing between the two former teammates. And the man who replaced Hamilton at this race in 5 years ago, because Hamilton had COVID, is the man who will be in front of him. Now they're 3 wide further back. Lawson, Hamilton, Ocon, Tsunoda. 4 wide of no DRS. That is some brilliant racing. They should have really had DRS. They could have had a 3rd detection point, but I guess they've got to implement it and everything. It's a bit too much. As Hamilton hasn't even got DRS. Russell's already got a 2nd in front of him. That's those 4 battling down the back straight is why that's happened. And it's going to be Tsunoda leading into turn 1. Ocon just behind, and Hamilton is now not even in the points. He's down in 9th and now. Oh no, yeah, he's in 8th place, so he is just about in the points. How is the battle for the lead going? Anything happening? Leclerc and Piastri are pretty close. So is Pierre Gasly. So apologies, battle for 5th place. Actually, just continue watching it. Tsunoda 6th. No, Tsunoda 5th. Ocon 6th. And we've got Lawson and Behrman, Alexander Albon watching it on, and Lando Norris in 10th place. He wants to do something. The man 2nd in the championship, and it's not much of a gap either. It is 5 points between him and Behrman. So we could see potentially Lando Norris coming out of this race being championship leader. Again, he lost to slipstream to help him, so it'll be on pure pace and pure, I'm assuming, just battling through from these three that will slow them all down as Russell goes wide. That won't help him. He's got Ocon and Tsunoda as well, who are maybe will use each other to chase him down, but it's Leclerc with no DRS that will go from first to third into turn 1. Gasly now leads for the first time, I think for the first time at least, but Leclerc isn't able to get is able to hold off Oscar Piastri, but they both have DRS off of Gasly, so they won't really help Piastri at all. Leclerc will be able to defend his second place, and it won't be all loss here. Of course, sometimes in sprints we do see pit stops towards the end of the race, so people just not save tyres enough on the soft. I don't think the circuit is too much on the tyres, it's mainly just straights, so it should be fine. It's straights or heavy braking points, not really any corners that should do the tyres in too much. Apart from maybe 2, 3, 5 and 6. I don't think any other corners would hurt the tyres that much. But now it'll be Gasly's turn to be the sitting duck as Leclerc trying to pull out before he even gets the DRS detection point. So he wouldn't actually have much of a slipstream advantage. Piastri will though, but he needs to kind of go behind the Frenchman, which he doesn't do. But it's Leclerc in the lead, Piastri now in second place. Gasly, just like Leclerc did a lap previously, goes from first to third, and Piastri though is going to hold on, and I think just like a lap ago, Piastri will able to hold off Gasly because he has the DRS off of Leclerc. So, you know, just stay as they were. George Russell still behind them, trying to catch up. And I saw Ocon and Tsunoda battling out just in the background as well. I said that Sachsenring was one of the best races of the season. It was, don't get me wrong. But in terms of sprint, in terms of action throughout the whole race, this has got to be up there, I think. DRS definitely helps. Of course, no DRS next year. It'll be that MAM thing, whatever it is. Manual override system. I can't remember, that's MOS. I don't even know. We'll see what happens next year. Of course, unfortunately, it won't be the calendar we want, I don't think. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, Piastri, Leclerc and Gasly. Okay, so it's still Piastri leading. Apologies, I had to quickly go do something. But Piastri, Leclerc, Gasly. Russell is actually catching up to them. So the battling these three are doing is definitely playing into George Russell's hands. It'll be 10 to go as they cross the line. Piastri will be the sitting duck this time round. I'm assuming we'll see something similar to what happened the previous few laps. And you can see further back, Tsunoda, Ocon, and Norris have actually got back to them. So Lawson, Albon and Hamilton have dropped off a little bit, so it's a shame for Liam Lawson as well. He could have had some decent points. The man near the back of the championship standings in terms of full-time drivers. Anyway, it's Leclerc, he leads Piastri, he leads Gasly. Russell still, will he be able to catch up to this pack and have a redemption day from 5 years ago? We'll see after what happens. This race is nowhere near done, but 9 laps here isn't like 9 minutes. It's not it's not like tomorrow's race will be about 15 minutes. But Russell has already caught up to him. I think he'll have DRS in next lap if he's not battled it out. And Leclerc defends aggressively on Oscar Piastri. He's trying to get past him before he even has DRS. So I think it's pointless making a move there. And that's going to massively slow Piastri down. And that's going to play into the hands massively of Pierre Gasly. He would probably get past both of them, I think. Piastri will get past Leclerc. And I think Gasly will get past Piastri. Yes, he does. Down the inside. And you get the move done. That is a great move from Gasly. But that's all from Oscar Piastri just not being patient enough and slowing himself down. And that should definitely play in the hands of George Russell. If he hasn't got DRS this time, by which he doesn't, he will have it next time by. Did Piastri have DRS there? I'm not sure if he did or not. But Leclerc will try and get past around the outside, have the inside line for turn 5. There's a bit of contact though between them. And that should help George Russell, who is now right behind them all. If they go through the chicane, Russell went a bit deep there, I think. Not wanting to run into the back of Leclerc, and that could lose him DRS. He would have had. And I don't think Piastri, he'll have DRS probably, but Gasly's got a pretty decent gap now. It's Leclerc going round the outside. There's a bit of contact between them, and Leclerc almost spins round, and Piastri will stay in front. These two are getting their elbows out. And Russell, no, he doesn't have DRS. I thought that bit of like wobble he had on the exit of 7 would have not helped him, and it didn't help him as Leclerc gets past Piastri. They both had DRS. These two massively hindering each other, and this plays massively into Pierre Gasly's hands. As as I thought, Lawson is out the points, fighting with Hamilton. He will get a point actually, maybe. And where's Oliver Behrman? He's fallen off a little bit. As Gasly is still actually right behind these lots. So Behrman, where is he? 17th. He has fallen off massively. The championship leader, right down in this pack, being led by Jack Doohan. Something must have happened to him. There's a big gap between Doohan and Stroll. Maybe it's due to Antonelli. Of course, he is racing her after his crash in practice. So we'll see what happens. But Leclerc around the outside on Pierre Gasly. Leclerc does get the move done before we even get to the DRS zone. So will Leclerc keep DRS? I'm not too sure who had it at the tech protection zone. He does. So it is Gasly who will lose out massively going down the front straight. Piastri will get him. I think Russell will hold off just for now and to see what happens. But Piastri around the outside almost hits the back of him. And now invite Russell to try and get past. Will he go around the outside through turn 2? Yes, he does. George Russell keeps the foot floored. And he gets into third place and on the podium for the first time this race. Look at the battle you can see on going further back as well. Not really able to watch it, but you can if you want to. If Piastri fights back though, and he try and go past. No, he won't. He's already backed off through 5, through 6, and then 7 and 8. Russell, did he cut the corner? There, he's right into the back of Gasly actually. That'll slow them both down. And Leclerc is now massively in front. Look at the gap he's got. Russell will have DRS unless he goes for the overtake. I think he'll have DRS anyway. Piastri though down the inside. Will that work out? Piastri sends one. It's not going to work though. And Russell stays in front. And they'll both have DRS on Pierre Gasly. Russell has the slipstream. Piastri will tuck just in. Lando Norris now right behind him. He's starting to catch up to this pack. The championship man is second place at the moment. 8.7654. He'll be 1 point behind going into the Grand Prix tomorrow with Behrman all the way down near the back. And Piastri back in front of Gasly. So now Gasly's in 4th. Russell 2nd. And Norris just has to get in front of Gasly and then he'll be in front. I think they'll be 11 on points. I'm not sure who has countbacks. They've both got 2 wins this season. So he'll have to get 3rd if he wants to take the lead of the championship. But Leclerc has a pretty decent lead. Actually, no, Russell's already caught up to Leclerc, so I take that back. They're back how they were, and I think he would have DRS. It'll be 5 to go as they cross the line. Will he have DRS? He does. Where on earth is George Russell going? What on earth happened there? The DRS board is flying onto the track, and now we've got debris on the track. Where was George Russell going there? Is he drunk? It's like when Portier just turned into the wall on the safety car 2 weeks ago. I mean, it's like everyone coming to the pits last week, 2 weeks ago. If you watched the German Grand Prix, you understand it was a mess. And Lewis Hamilton now is pretty far back as well. I don't think he's back as Behrman is, but anyway. And Russell's right behind Charles Leclerc, and these three are just watching on, hoping something happens, because the gap. Nah, you never mind is what I'm trying to say. I think they're close enough. I'll watch Russell because he's kind of like mainly in the middle of it, and Gasly's in 4th. So anyway, Piastri almost made a move there. He'll try and get past Russell. Piastri's already pulled out to get past. They both have DRS. Russell has the slipstream though, which will massively help him. He'll be drafting Leclerc. He already pulls out, and he'll go down his side. He's got the move done before they even get to the corner. And Piastri as well, getting past the Monegas, who fights back though, and through turn 2 he'll keep the move, get the position, but makes contact I think with Piastri's front wing. So Leclerc, I think Piastri will get it into turn 3. Who will break latest is actually Leclerc who breaks latest. That won't help Piastri at all because Gasly's now trying to fight back. Russell goes wide though, and Leclerc going to be all over the back of George Russell going through turn 7. He doesn't get past though, or does he? They run into the back of him, and through 8 it'll be Russell staying in front. And I believe the McLarens have swapped positions actually. They've swapped around. No, they haven't. It's still Piastri in front of Gasly in front of Norris. As Norris though will try and get past. Leclerc gets past George Russell as well. Was that Russell trying to get DRS? He massively checks up Oscar Piastri. Now Norris is in the 3rd place. This puts him in the championship lead. And there's DRS. Okay. I don't know where DRS is. But apparently they haven't got it. So Russell will try and go around the outside. Is it going to work out? No, it won't. No, it will, because Russell back into lead of this race through turn 2 on the exit of 1. Russell back in front, but Leclerc will try and fight back. Gasly now down to 5th place. Now Sonoda is trying to get involved, and so Ocon as well, but I think there's not quite enough room. Leclerc goes wide, very wide, almost hits the back of George Russell, and now will invite Oscar Piastri. No, Lando Norris into 2nd place. Now it's 2 points that they will lead the championship, but cannot talk fast. I can really rubbish horse commentator, I'll tell you that now. But yeah, George Russell leads. At the moment, Redemption Day is on. It'll be 2 to go as they cross the line. But Lando Norris, is right behind him. Leclerc as well. I think Tsunoda's now officially in this battle. And I think it'll be just too late for him. Yeah, it will be. Ocon, I think, just too late as well. Verstappen in the points now as well. But Norris with DRS, he gets in front of 2 to go. And Norris leads this race. Russell will have DRS back on the Brit. As Leclerc having to fend off Oscar Piastri. Those two have been at it all at this race so far. Leclerc versus Piastri. And now Russell with DRS. Will he make a move on Lando Norris? I don't think he will. He'll hold off for now. Has he got a better chance going down the front straight into 1 on the final lap? Or possibly even into turn 4? Or will he try and make a move into the chicane? No, he doesn't quite. But he's all over the back of him. Surely he doesn't go for the move into 10. I don't think that'll work out. Leclerc, though, he just needs to slipstream Russell. He is going to go for it. What are you doing, Russell? Unless he has DRS anyway, but it'll be the slipstream for Norris. I feel like he's made the move at the wrong point. If they cross the start-finish line for 1 to go, the white flag is out here in Bahrain. You can see, of course, we started in the daylight, but pitch black now. The lights are on. And with Russell, he does have the DRS, but it's going to be Norris who doesn't. And Norris contact! They make contact, and that'll invite Norris into the lead. Could we see a penalty, though, for Lando Norris? We'll have to get a replay of that after the race. Because I feel like Norris cut the corner there to get their position. So, possibly a penalty for Norris there. We'll have to see what happens, though. And the DRS zones have gone now as well. So he's got really one more chance. He hits the back of Norris going into the 7 and 8 chicane. He's got turn 10, the final overtaking opportunity. He did it the previous lap. What was he practicing? He could have been doing that. Trying to practice a move up through on the lap into the final lap. And now he'll have the inside lie down the inside. And he'll get the move done, will he? He has to not go deep. He doesn't go deep. And 5 years ago, Russell lost the race through tyre issues and pit stop issues. It's redemption day for George Russell. He wins the sprint race. It's only be 8 points. It's not a full Grand Prix. But he'll win the race. And the two McLarens so close to each other. But I think Norris just had at Piastri. Well, under investigation, though, is that move at the turn 1 on the final lap. So we'll have to see what happens. Piastri, Norris did hold on. Piastri into 3rd place. Leclerc just misses out on the podium in 4th place. Gasly in 5th. Tsunoda in 6th. It's going to be Ocon in 7th. And your final point scorers is Russell does donuts. It's a sprint race, mate. You've got it all to do tomorrow. All I'm going to say. Anyway, it is Stroll who got the final point, and Lance Stroll out of absolutely nowhere ended up in 8th place. So it's good work from him. Verstappen in 9th, just missing out on points, and Hamilton as well in 10th. Where's George Russell going? Going on the Grand Prix track apparently, getting some bit of practice in. Not really much point. Got now a long session later on today, mate. Lawson as well in 11th place, Maloney 13th. A lot of people who started and were running near the front, dropping back. Antonelli in 14th despite being injured. I'm getting reports of him complaining on the radio of just being sore, so we see him rest out of the race. He's got a 2-week recovery. He's not exactly in the championship position. We will see what happens. In terms of the young Italian, will he race later today? Of course, how long until FP2, which is later today? I'll have to have a look. It is... What is it now? It's 3:30 UK time. 7 o'clock is FP2. So he's got 3.5 hours. Well, Mercedes got 3.5 hours to evaluate him and see what happens. Okay, where's he? Oh, more donuts. Okay. Okay, George. It's a sprint race, mate. Anyway, let's go through results then. Vesti and Sainz, they've just swapped positions, really. Yeah, right at the back for Vesti and then Sainz in 19th. Roglic 18th place. Behrman championship leader going into this. He's now 2nd. by I think 2 points behind Lando Norris. Yeah, he got 7 points. So yeah, 2 points is the gap now on the championship between Behrman and Lando Norris. Portier in 16th, Dune in 15th. He needs to get some points out of this one if he wanted to stay in championship contention. It's now less than 26. He's now, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, Antonelli in 14th, of course, racing hurt after a crash in practice. Maloney 13th, Albon 12th, Lawson 11th, Hamilton 10th, Verstappen 9th, Stroll 8th. Is your points, by the way. Stroll 8th, Ocon 7th, Snowder 6th, Gasly 5th, Leclerc 4th, Piastri 3rd, Norris, your brand new championship leader who lost it 2 weeks ago, he's in 2nd place, and your race winner, sprint winner, Redemption Day for George Russell. He gets all 8 points, and that will put him on to how many points? 104. So he's still a little bit back, but it's still decent points for him. Yeah, we're back tomorrow for qualifying. Qualifying is at what time? 1 PM UK time. Lights out 5 PM UK time. So we'll see you. Of course, clock back. Remember. So yeah, that's why it's that time and not 2 PM and 6 PM lights out. But yeah, 1 PM and 5 PM. Those are the times you need. So I'll see you for then. Goodbye.